Guess what? We got the second George Washington. Congratulations!
Donald Trump's supporters and critics alike have called his election victory a revolution. He himself once promised it would mark a retribution.
I am your retribution. We will take care of it.
To me, it has more of the feeling of a revelation.
Can I ask you who you voted for this year?
Trump.
Why?
Why? Everything. Why would you not vote Trump?
It's an emperor's new clothes event for America.
So help me God.
An overdue recognition and repudiation of the regime of oppressive insanities that we've been subjected to for a decade or more.
I'm not going to have time for retribution. We're going to make this country so successful again. I'm not going to have time for retribution. And remember this, our ultimate retribution is success.
We're all familiar with the details of Hans Christian Andersen's moral parable. The unscrupulous tailors who trick a vain monarch into believing their empty work is a fashion innovation. The ambitious courtiers who go along with the fiction and vie with each other for the king's favour. The crowds who silence their shock at the emperor's nudity for fear of standing out from the rest. And the small boy who alone calls out the truth in the charade.
We're pushing people further apart, making people take a side, and then we're rewarding for bad behavior. The country has to be about America and coming together.
For a decade or more, yes, even when Republicans have been nominally in control, we've been peddled a set of ideas that have clothed our institutions and the country in social and political doctrines, fake claims and strictures that have inflicted untold harms.
In Portland, where they tore down the statue of Washington, they also spray painted on him the date 1619, a reference to the New York Times' revisionist anti-American history project.
Let's start with the idea that after a century and a half of progress in expiating America's original sin of racism and making the country more equal, we're now suddenly obliged to follow the 1619 Project's rewriting of history.
Really arguing that almost nothing about modern society has been left untouched by our decision to be a slaveocracy.
The idea that people who have stolen into this country illegally should be showered with all the rights and benefits of citizens, and that it's immoral to deny them those rights.
You pledged during your campaign to keep New York City a sanctuary, a city. Do you have any concern that policy is attracting more people to the border?
No, not at all.
The idea that a nation that sits atop one of the greatest reservoirs of natural energy resources on Earth should forcibly restrain itself from exploiting them to, quote, save the planet. Fossil fuels have got to go! On the basis of politicized science, while other countries do more damage to the environment.
So how do we get there? Well, the lesson I've learned in the last years is money, 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 money.
The idea that children should, without parental consent or consultation, be free to choose their gender and be assisted by the state in committing acts of self-mutilation to do so.
Gender-affirming care is life-saving, medically necessary, age-appropriate, and a critical tool for healthcare providers.
The idea that democracy and freedom are best protected by denying people the right to express certain views that the authorities deem misinformation.
We're flagging problematic posts for Facebook that spread disinformation.
By weaponizing the law against political opponents, lest they weaponize the law for political purposes. Ambitious elites in business and civil society went along with the fictions, until some started pushing back.
Please answer with a simple yes or no. Does your bank have a policy against funding new oil and gas products? Mr. Diamond.
Absolutely not, and that would be the road to hell for America.
Much of what Mr. Trump promises for his second term leaves me cold. I doubt, despite a shiny new Department of Governmental Efficiency, that we are on the brink of eliminating waste. I doubt that imposing tariffs on trillions of dollars of imports will do anything but depress domestic productivity and lower living standards for Americans. I doubt that installing oddballs in high office will result in anything other than mayhem and mischief. But here's what I am optimistic about. 4 years from now, there's a good chance that it will have become normal to tell people who have no right to be here that they must leave.
Public safety threats and national security threats will be the priority, because they have to be. They pose the most danger to this country.
It will have become normal for the nation to exploit its enormous energy advantages for its own benefit and know that the planet won't explode as a result.
We're going to drill, baby, drill. We're going to bring it back so fast.
It will have become normal again for children to be helped to respond to the strains and traumas of growing up, not by having their genitals cut out, by receiving loving guidance and care from family and society.
I'm here on the side of parents who want to keep the focus in schools on academics rather than on sexual orientation or on so-called gender identity, which is a fake made-up concept with no basis in material reality and does not help kids get ahead in life.
It will have become normal again for people to be judged on the basis of their talents and ability, not on their claims of oppression by ancestors 6 generations in the past.
This negative message is dangerous to the future because it discourages black. Nothing is more lethal than a good excuse for failing.
It will have become normal to be able to say what you think on university campuses, in the media, on technology platforms, however unpalatable some people may find it. And that, to my mind, is progress.